Right, we're going into the hives again just to make sure that none of the hives are getting ready to swarm. So I'm going to check all the hives to make sure that there's no queen cells. And I'll be also splitting each hive as well. And I'll show you guys how I do that later in the video. Look how much populace they added to this spacer within 2 weeks. I mean, it's just caked. Populace helps them insulate and seal their hive together, and it also helps fight bacteria and germs and stuff as well. And what I'm doing as well is I'm removing all the wax that's on top of the frames and the bottom of the frames. So when I put my chambers on top of each other, that the frames don't squish bees because of the wax in between the top and bottom of the frames. And when I smoke my bees, I like to normally just smoke them lightly on top of the frames, not like trying to blow it inside the hive or anything aggressive. So, nice and easy. Blowing the smoke all over the bees like that, it just moves them out of the way, and the smoke will get onto their antennas, which will make it harder for them to communicate. So it just moves them. And there's the queen, the green dot, the queen that I bought from California. Going strong. And on this frame you can see queen cups on the bottom of the frame, but there's no eggs or anything in it. They're just empty cups, just in case anything happens. It's just a sign of a strong hive, real healthy. What I do with those queen cells is I'll just slightly open them up a little bit, just so they don't, put an egg in it or anything. I don't want my bees to swarm or anything. I want to get honey this year. Normally what you see on a brood frame is in the corners you'll see a little bit of pollen sometimes, and sometimes you'll see capped honey in the corners of the frames. It helps out the newborn bees right away, get some food. And the shiny stuff in the cells is nectar, the process before they make honey. This frame is drone cells, and some of them are slightly open. The reason being is the bees will look inside the cells to make sure that there's no varroa mites or hive beetles or anything inside, so they'll physically remove them themselves and make sure everything's okay, and then they'll feed the larvae a little bit here and there as well. As you can see, within those 2 weeks, this hive nearly doubled in size. You can see some of those bees are drones, and those drone cells in that frame, most of them are uncapped now. So there's a lot of drones now starting to hatch. And here is one of the frames that I'm going to use to make the split later in the video. Reason being is one of these cells are a little confusing to me. It's like an elongated drone cell or a little small queen cell capped. I'm not sure, and I'm not taking the risk, so I'm definitely going to split this. And there is eggs around the side of this frame with a good bit of bees on it as well, so definitely a good frame. And what I've been doing is just adding frames inside certain chambers just to keep them busy so they don't feel flustered. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift up this one chamber just to make sure, quickly look underneath all those frames to see if there's any queen cells, because normally the queen cells are on the bottom and the edges of the frame. So this is just a quick look to make sure, which it looks good. Here's my dog. He's the best. He's not afraid of anything. He's a good boy. Alright, moving into the white hive. As you can see, I'm slowly moving up that frame not to disturb any bees or get them mad. Noticed already in the third chamber they're starting to make a brood pattern up there, which is, it's a really nice pattern. Everything looks great. Alright, and here is the queen, not shy as usual. And there's a queen cell, but it's empty. She's going around checking cells, fearless, in the sun, doesn't care. She's still attempting to want to lay eggs. What an amazing queen. Alright, and this next frame is just a little bit of nectar they brought in this week. And some more nectar they brought in this week. And a little bit more. And what I'll do with that wax is I'll save all that wax till the end of the year, and I'll be able to use that for whatever, candles, chapstick, I don't know, we'll see, soap, who knows. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding the fourth chamber, basically the super, for honey. Since they're all, each hive now, they're all in the third chambers already, and these hives are stacked, so I added all the fourth chambers, so the honey production is going. Another great feature about these Apimaye hives is they have latches on the side, so as tall as this hive gets, everything's connected, strong, sturdy. It's a great hive. It's the best. Now I'm inspecting my bigger hive earlier this year, the queen that almost got away in my previous video, and as you can see, good brood pattern already, and on this frame I can see eggs and such as well. I noticed right off the bat the queen's laying, everything is great. So nothing to worry about, YouTubers and Facebookers and people. And I just keep splitting up frames right now when I notice certain chambers aren't full yet, just to keep them busy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a split from that big hive with the queen that almost got away. And this is one of the frames that I'm using. It's a honey frame. I'm just checking it all out. Looks good. And this brood frame has eggs, so my goal is for these bees to make their own queen, since they realize that I'm putting them in this split with no queen, and they're going to realize they're queenless, but there is one day egg 1-day old eggs there, so they'll be able to hopefully make their own queen in these splits, and I will give you an update on that video within a month. So stay tuned. So what I used is one honey frame and one brood frame, and they have like a mixture of pollen on it as well, so it's healthy. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll see a queen cell. And same for the other split. I'm getting one frame of honey slash nectar and pollen, and then my next frame will be a good frame of brood as well. And I'll do that in all 3 hives. Just make these splits to make more hives. And here is the brood frame I used. There's also eggs on this frame as well, pollen and nectar. And then this is that one frame I was talking about earlier in the video with the, I don't know if it's an elongated drone cell or a small queen cell, but I didn't want to take that risk, so I'm going to use this frame to make the split. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. It goes a long way. Appreciate it. Have a good day, night, everything. Peace.